everybody. This is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. And if you want to get your money's worth, you'll stay right here. WNS Podcast. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I am Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 181 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Check us out on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
You can read tweets from us. Well, from the main site, you can at WN Source. We are at WNS Podcast. Daniel, WNS _Daniel, Tyler _Abear.
And he tweets all the time.
I do.
Yeah. You need to do it a little more often. I know you do it a lot as it is, but you got to step it up.
Okay.
Take it to that next level.
Next level?
Yeah.
That next level shit.
That next level tweet, you know. That's what you got to aim for. So welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Going to dive into feedback, talk about Raw, give you our Money in the Bank predictions, hot topics, Q&A, all that and more. And thank you for checking us out. We recently surpassed 18,000 likes on our Facebook page, which is really cool. So if you're checking us out for the first time, thank you. We certainly appreciate it. And for everyone who's continued to support us, we certainly appreciate it. So I know we have our diehards, our casual listeners, and a few that we hear from time to time. But if you've listened to us for a while and you've never
diehard secret listeners,
yes,
that we don't know about,
for those who have been listening to us for a while and haven't commented anywhere, please do let us know that you're out there. We certainly would appreciate the feedback. But yeah, so how you guys doing?
I had energy. Now I'm like
it just
tired,
sucked out.
Yeah, don't worry,
I'll
gain it back.
Yeah, no, you better, because we need you.
Okay.
All right, Doug, how you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, doing all right. Just ready for the weekend.
Yeah, Taco Bell evacuate the system.
Yeah, I was expecting to have tomorrow off from work, but due to the rain and all that those plans were canceled.
I don't know why, but I swear, how you said you were looking. What did you said? You said you were predicting, not predicting. You were what was the word you just said? Totally don't know what I'm saying right now.
Expecting.
I don't know why I said you're expecting a kid. I thought you were gonna say that.
No,
I don't know.
No, Tyler, I'm not expecting a child.
Okay.
Sorry, I hate to disappoint you.
Damn.
I know how you want to be Uncle Abear, but
Little Danny Reyes.
little Danny Reyes, yeah. Maybe one day, and you can be Uncle Abear, but
Uncle Abear.
Uncle Abear, but not today. I'm sorry, and not anytime for the next 9 months. So,
What we're trying to say is that, well, I don't know.
Congratulations.
Y'all want me to start making babies or something? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's just a public service announcement for all the listeners to have their sexual relations responsibly.
Yes.
Use protection.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Birth control couldn't hurt. if you're not actively trying to have a baby.
Well, no, never mind. I'm not even going to go into it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tyler. So, like I said, welcome to the show.
I don't care. Fuck all you want, however you want.
Just be safe. I don't
even care if you're safe. If you don't want to be safe, don't be safe.
All right.
Just don't put anyone else at risk.
Yeah. One and done, right? Just okay. Before we get into any further than that, let's go into some of the feedback we got. First bit of feedback we have is from Jonathan Red Robin.
Yum.
Saying, I'm glad Doug shares my opinion on how Total Divas is so much better than that fake-ass Game of Thrones. I don't know. Game of Thrones is a little bit more well-written, if you ask me. Nothing? Okay. So, thank you for the...
George R.R. Martin is a hack.
He's going to make someone you love die for that. But if you enjoy the show.
For Told Divas, you know how they said on Raw it's going to be put on season 1 or whatever it's going to be put on the network. I thought they were going to say it's going to be brought to DVD. I was like, yeah. But
You
I was
were
like,
hoping.
damn it, DVD, man.
Yeah, Total Diva is going to be on the network, so now Tyler can go back and watch every episode he's ever wanted to watch.
And you can watch it too.
I'm not going to watch it. So next bit of feedback we have is from Ace McSpade from YouTube saying, great job, guys. Another great podcast. So thank you very much. We
Thank you,
certainly
sir.
appreciate that.
Thanks.
Last bit of feedback that we have is from Viperous Planet saying, all hail Seth Rickson and the great Kali, for he is life. Hashtag Kaliv.
Was my first plant the guy who was like, fuck Collie last week?
I think so.
Yeah, change of heart.
Or no, or was that Ben Folds?
Nah, I'm pretty sure it was Viper's Plant last week. He was all like,
Has he been converted?
I don't know. Seth Rickson moves fast and mysteriously.
God. I'm telling you guys, we have to put an end to this. Can I get a vote right now?
Stop. Look, I'm all,
Anti-Kali. I am anti-Kali.
I'm
Do
not
I have a second?
anti-Collie. I just don't know how I feel anymore about Seth Rickson like getting over on our show.
Do I have a second? Come on,
Well,
Tyler.
We need a.
I need you here, Tyler.
We know what we need.
Do I
is
have a
an
second?
Interview with
Stop encouraging
an
this.
interview. A
We
great.
have to
colleague
end it.
very soon.
We have to put a stop to this.
Maybe after the interview.
Can I get a second?
After the interview.
Doug, can I get a second?
Man, I'm not ready to act extreme like that.
Son of a bitch. All right. Well, with that being said,
I just don't know. Like,
you just
I don't
can't
know.
commit right now.
I mean, I don't know. I'm
I have
not.
commitment issues.
I don't know.
Tell that to your fiance. What? Commitment issues? No. Tyler?
No.
Never. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for the feedback. Time to dive on into what happened on Raw, the go home show for
What?
Money in the what?
Tyler doesn't have commitment issues.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't.
You just said I did.
No.
I thought you said he did.
No. No.
Okay.
No way. I said ask your fiance. You don't have commitment issues.
We gotta play that back.
Nah, that's okay. So diving on into Raw, the go home show for Money in the Bank.
See how I got your back like that?
Huh?
See how I got your back like that, Tyler?
Yep.
Always,
Shizzle.
always outnumbered here. So we kick things off with Stephanie McMahon
Let's
coming
talk
out.
about how Daniel fucking sucks. No, I
You
don't know.
don't
Let's
You watch
outnumber
Told
him. Let's outnumber him. And,
watch Told Divas.
No.
Damn it.
So we kick things off. Stephanie McMahon coming out looking for vengeance. What happened for her last week against Vickie, and basically just belittling her, or however you say that word. I can't talk right now. But
belittling? What'd you say?
belittle. Fuck it.
Are you belligerent?
I'm beliterate right now. So but
You
yeah. So
belligerent?
she's basically
Belittling?
She's bullying.
If you're looking,
Vickie.
if I'm the only one who's gonna fucking set this ship straight with the words, you're in fucking trouble.
Okay, but I'll just move on from there. But so Stephanie is basically bullying Vickie and saying, I should fire you right now. You need to beg. You can beg harder than that, blah, blah, blah. And then Vickie says that she's had enough, and, you know, she doesn't want to lose her job.
Sorry, I felt better to get
Tyler is just belching up a storm in here.
I couldn't
So-
get it out. Sorry.
And, you know, long story short, Stephanie decides that Vickie has to fight for a job against Stephanie. And, you know, it was sort of a face turn for Vickie there at the end. So what were your thoughts on the opening segment?
Well, it looked like Stephanie looked like she was willing to go a ways to get some heat against Vickie. They didn't shy away from talking about Eddie and well, he deserved better, or he would have been ashamed, or I can't remember exactly what she said about it, but she
Basically,
didn't shy away from going very far to get heat.
yeah, Eddie deserved the respect that the fans were giving her, while Vickie did not, and how she was a disgrace and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was Are you okay?
Sorry, I can't stop freaking belching.
That root beer is getting to him.
It
I
happens
like
it's what happens when you fall off the horse. You try to get back on.
Mm-hmm. Got to break you back in. But what did you like about it, Tyler?
Well, I mean, I did like how, I guess I was towards the end or whatever, you know, I'm a Guerrero, you know, like, and everyone got behind her, you know, because, like, Vickie gains heat
Yeah.
big time whatever, and like that kind of changed the whole thing, and they're like behind her easily. But like I don't know. I guess if they're trying to turn her face or whatever, I don't know where they're really going to go. I guess if they're going to have a match, you think eventually?
I think she's gone. Isn't that why?
It looks like she was gone by the end of Raw, or whatever. But like, was it really like reported that she's done?
Well, the report was that she was going to leave after WrestleMania 30. Like whenever AJ won the Battle Royal, like she was supposed to quit then.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they decided to have this little storyline for her.
Well, she's done that a few times where she's gone and she came back.
Yeah, she's been fired several times. So that's nothing new. And so, my boss asked me, do you think she's really gone? And I'm like, you can never really say no, or, you can never really say, yeah, she's gone for good, just because people always tend to come back. But yeah, I mean, this was Vickie's farewell, basically.
Do you think they could have babyfaced her at all without invoking Eddie? Or do you think it would
probably?
I think it would have not played that way if they didn't bring up Eddie.
I don't think it would have been as impactful. I think they did a really good job incorporating it,
Because I think people hate Stephanie enough or whatever, where if she's slapped, I guess if she's slapped and got in her face, whatever, they're like, oh no, you're standing up to her.
Yeah.
But I think the Eddie situation, like, oh yeah, everyone got pumped about the whole Eddie.
So do you think it was more of a, this is in our back pocket if we can't do it on our own, or do you think it was their full intent all along?
I would say it was their full intent, because I think it
not
played
full
off
intent.
very well.
Like maybe that's not exactly what I'm meaning to say. Do you think it was they were always going to bring it up, but did you think it was, I don't know.
Well, here's where I stand for it. They incorporated this entire storyline, as far as Vickie turning face and having her farewell. It was all one episode. So they were like, okay, we need to have, a reason for the fans to just instantly get behind her.
Right.
And so yeah, I would say that they definitely said, okay, let's remind the fans who she was married to. The fans love Eddie. They still chant his name to this day. You can always just have her fire back. I'm a Guerrero. This is, this business is in my blood, and you're not going to take that from me.
Well, by marriage.
Well, yeah, but still, but I think they did a really good job of it. Like Tyler said, I'm a Guerrero line that she did, that really popped the crowd. One of the things that kind of set me off a little bit about it was whenever she said, my husband taught me to lie, cheat, and steal for the upcoming match. I was just, I don't know, like, it was kind of just a play. Hey, let's just throw the phrase out there, because throughout her career, we haven't really seen a whole lot of that incorporated in her character. So for her to kind of just throw it out there kind of threw me off a little bit, but it wasn't enough to be like, oh, that's terrible.
What do you mean? The catchphrase, she lies and cheats and steals plenty. I mean, you mean the catchphrase? Just saying it?
Yeah. But, I don't know. But,
yeah, she does lie cheat.
I mean, we might as well talk about it as a whole, because I don't see. I mean,
just
I
break
thought
down the whole storyline.
she was gonna go. Like, it's glad to see her go as a babyface. And, she is someone who's taken, like, she's been the butt of so many jokes. It was nice to see them, like, will the other ladies out there to be like, love them. Like, I guess it's some kind of like karmic, like, sinner, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for them to be able to have her turn face in one episode and have the crowd behind her, it shows that, yeah, the fans do care about her. They understand it's just a character. And she's done a lot for the company. Like you said, she's been the butt of a lot of jokes. She's had to put up with a lot of things. She's done the traveling with all of the other superstars, and she goes to the house shows and books the matches, so to speak, because she was the general manager and stuff like that. So she traveled just as much as the divas and the superstars, so for them to give her, a nice farewell kind of moment, I thought was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was dumb and cheesy, but like we said, she's been the butt of so many dumb and cheesy things that it was almost like symmetry for her to go out with the other girls like looking stupid.
Yeah.
You know. And I guess it was. I don't know. I guess it was kind of nice for like Stephanie to go out like that, like that way
To be willing to
right.
do it as well.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it was fine. I felt like it was like a feel good thing. Even
Yeah.
I mean, it was dumb and cheesy, but it was more of a feel good moment than we're trying to rivet you with our storytelling right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, like, you know, as far as cheesy goes, the delivery from Stephanie, where she got Layla and Alicia Fox and Rosa to go to the ring, where she just goes, "Get her!"
Yeah.
Like that was beyond hokey for me.
She's trying to do the Vince stuff.
Yeah, she's trying to incorporate that in her voice. You're fired. You know, she's trying to get that growl. You know, that Vince McMahon growl in her voice. But yeah, they did. You know, for the time that they gave it, they did a lot. You know, it was a great. I thought it was a very nice touch for her to get Eddie's theme music. You know, because one, it was nice to hear, and two, she's been in the business for, like they said, going on 9 years, and she's probably the only person who's, aside from Paul Heyman, who has never had a theme song. You know, everyone else gets a theme song, and so for her to, you know, on her last night, you know, the winner go home situation.
She never had a theme. I thought she had.
I don't believe so.
I could have sworn she had.
I thought she did.
Oh,
I thought she's wrestled before, and she thought she came out.
I mean, I'm not 100% confident, but I want to say that I could have swore she did have one.
Vickie Guerrero.
yeah, there's one, but I certainly don't recall it. 15 minutes of fame. Weird. Yeah, really weird. I don't ever recall hearing that.
Me either.
But I know she came out with other divas, like, to their theme song, but weird. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. But yeah, you know, like I said, for them to use Eddie's theme, that, you know, that felt cool. But yeah, for the most part, Vickie Guerrero is no longer with the company, so, you know, and a lot of people were thanking her for everything that she's done, and it even became like the #1 Twitter trend worldwide. So, you know, it shows that the fans do care about her, at least. For as much as she gets, you know, booed out of the building, you know, the fans do care, and so that's, you know, that's a good moment at least. But the interesting thing about this is that, you know, I posted a question during the start of Raw, asking how many times Stephanie and Triple H have started Raw, because, you know, it seems like it's every other episode that they do something like that. And our boy Lawson, Mr. Fact Checker, or statistician, if you will, dropping some knowledge on us, basically saying,
very low.
Yes, saying, okay, I'm defining starting Raw as being a part of the opening segment / talking point and being part of a notable factor. So, for example, standing at the top of the ramp and not saying a word doesn't cut it. Stephanie and or Triple H have started Raw 27 times out of a possible 45 times since SummerSlam 2003. So for him to go back and count all that is astounding. I'm curious as to what you did in order to get that information.
Wait, repeat that back to me. Just the numbers parts.
27 out of the last 45 weeks have started the show with either Triple H, Stephanie, or both.
Since
SummerSlam of 2013, when Triple H turned on Daniel Bryan.
Okay, I thought you said 2003, and I was like, that's
2013. Sorry,
there are way more weeks than that.
Yeah. But yeah, since 2013 SummerSlam, like the Monday after that, according to Mr. Lawson, 27 out of 45, which is quite a bit. That's a lot of opening segment promos. But yeah,
But they've been in the lead angle that whole time.
Yep.
So what? That's like not even 60. What? Okay, I don't know percentages, but I'm gonna guess that's about 60% of the time.
something like that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Well,
60% of the time, it works every time.
That's not actually accurate. But but yeah. So anyways, you know, we say farewell to Vickie Guerrero.
well, if you're in the lead angle and if you're in like the lead 2 angles even, and you're only starting the show 60% of the time, that's not
yeah.
really that. I don't know.
But anyways, we kick Raw off seeing Luke Harper going up against Jimmy Uso. This was a really short matchup. Luke Harper ends up getting the victory, and shortly after, Jey Uso gets on the microphone saying, "Hey, where y'all going? I still have ass to kick, so get back in here." And he ends up going up against Eric Rowan, but Jey ends up getting the victory on that one. Another short matchup, and then Rowan and Harper just beat the living hell out of the Uso brothers, and then Bray Wyatt comes on screen to deliver a promo. So, what were your thoughts about the opening matches?
I mean, they were too short to have an opinion on, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know why they needed to trade wins just for the sake of going into a pay-per-view.
I guess so. Neither side looks like a losing team.
Well, they both lost, though. I mean, I'm saying like have.
But
them,
they've also both won.
Yeah, but they could just beat other teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So
I don't
the
know why
real
they needed
losers
to trade.
is Jimmy Uso and Eric Rowan.
Can we talk about this Uso crazy thing? That's a bad catchphrase.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Uso crazy. Uso crazy.
Someone should fix that.
Especially when Michael Cole is saying it.
Oh,
It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
It doesn't work when anyone says it.
Yeah.
When he said it, I rolled my. When the Uso dude said it, I rolled my eyes.
Come on, man. It's time to get Uso crazy.
What?
What do you think about their I guess their tag intro music?
Oh, for Harper and Rowan? Oh, I thought it was awful. I think if it would have been a little bit faster at least, so that the fans could have sung it along with it, it would have worked. But other than that, I was like, this is garbage.
There are parts of it like I appreciate. I sort of like how there's not an intro video,
Yeah.
and I sort of like how they turn the lights low. And but I don't know. It's real generic. Like
And it's like an
It was-
accordion.
well, it was almost like it veered like more towards like listening to this like silly like redneck song than this creepy stuff. You know.
It's like might as well have played on the banjo or something.
Yeah, it seems like they could easily transition this into like just being like silly
You got a pretty
hillbillies. when
mouth,
they're
boy.
done. I don't know. It was
Yeah. You want to wrestle?
yeah, it's pretty generic.
I'm gonna give you the alligator roll, but yeah, I didn't like it one bit. Like I said, if they would have at least sped it up so the fans could sing along, that would have been fine. But whatever.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know that
I
they
don't know
need
if the
to
fans
build
need to sing along with it.
Yeah.
But
Because it's like he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide. Very slow. So didn't like it. But next up, we got to see Lana and Rusev hanging out in front of the nation's capital and doing all that, cutting their little promo. America's weak, your president's weak, everything's
Rusev
weak.
with the suit, man.
Looking pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Very suave. So
Vote for me.
now I will go out and say he looked Joe Cool. So
That's a form of Joe Cool.
no, that is Joe Cool.
There's different forms.
What in the fuck are y'all talking about? Define Joe Cool.
This guy thinks Kali is Joe Cool.
That one time.
I know. I think it's cute when he says that, but like whenever he uses it, like in general to just say things are cool, I question.
I don't say
I
Joe
like-
Cool all the time.
You can only get away with Joe Cool in my book when you're speaking specifically about Kali.
That one time.
Oh.
Well, just
That
when
one
he
time- that
when he
one
When he's just
time.
leaning.
when he's dappered up, like when he's in like not his nice like grown up linens, you can say Joe Cool about Kali.
Now,
but-
like, I have him pictured in my head right now when he's leaning against it. Okay, but yeah, that one time, I guess, yeah.
but you can't just use it as a catch-all for any time you think someone looks good. I'm not
looking- okay.
supporting that. I'm not
All right.
supporting
Looked
that.
good, but I wouldn't say he was Joe Cool.
Okay, he looked very debonair.
Nah, he looked like he was wearing a cheap ass suit.
Oh.
Fine,
Dude,
cheap
I
ass
have
suit.
when dudes like when buff dudes wear suits, like I don't know, makes it look like
John Cena
cheap
looks
suit.
wearing a suit.
yeah,
What was that?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my guttural
That was like a
like
swoon a
agreement.
little bit.
Yeah. No, it was like it was a swoon. It would be a swoon if it was like a negative swoon. I'm like, what's a negative swoon?
Yeah.
What is the antonym of swoon? What is an antonym of swoon?
Bluch? I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's pretty swoony, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna research that.
But
He's researching it.
No,
too.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not researching it. So there you go. But yeah, Lana and Rusev, typical promo. You know.
Hey, that stuff.
It
even though how
works.
gets old- yeah, it works. And that does get heat, though.
Yeah.
I mean, people are like, boo. Like, for me,
Rusev crush.
America's
why.
dumb.
Oh, you suck, man. Why would you say that?
I don't fall for that, you know? Like, I like to watch people fall for that. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I get entertained by people booing by that because I kind of laugh at that stuff.
Tyler's facial hair is weird. Ah, boo. No. Okay.
It is weird.
Nah, it's fine. But
I'm growing the mustache.
are you?
Yeah.
Oh. Return of the porn stash.
Yes.
Oh.
Just go straight stash though. Like,
Not this. Just
you should
Just
trim your soul patch.
Lose
though.
all that.
You gotta go straight up mustache. Let it get thick. Let it get
soul
thick.
patch, man. I love my soul
Let it
patch.
get thick and absorb.
Nope, you got to go all or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah?
You should shave the soul patch and just let the mustache go.
Let it float.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There you go. So next up, we
If
got
you
the-
shave everything but the mustache,
Yeah, shave your head.
no, don't shave your head.
That was weird.
If you shave everything but your mustache and
Shave
let it
your
get,
eyebrows.
if you keep the mustache, like for at least, what is that?
I don't know.
How long? What do you think is like? How long do you think he needs to get like maximum mustache potential?
For
Yeah,
him?
one time I had to like twirl it up like the size.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna propose
It
that
takes a while.
I'll buy you mustache wax if you
Ooh, okay.
shave everything but the mustache. But you have to let that fucker get long. You can't just be like, I didn't shave this week and I'm
Make
not
him,
gonna bust for
make
buying
him
stuff.
keep it until the wedding.
He won't.
Daryl would make him shave it.
3 months.
3 months?
I'll try to keep it until I have the pictures before, because I know that.
When are the pictures?
I think that's in.
Tell her you're not gonna marry her if you don't have any mustache.
If you're gonna marry me, you're gonna marry my mustache.
I think it's in November, maybe. I think
You don't even-
Why are you're taking engagement
Engagement
engagement pictures.
Oh no. You already have engagement pictures. You're thinking for invitations.
Yeah, those pictures.
How do I know about your wedding planning process?
That's the true question.
Okay.
Whatever, same
What's
difference.
okay?
Shit.
So wait. Okay.
So we have until November,
July,
right?
August, September, October, November.
That's 5
So I
months.
keep
He
doing
wa-
this for 3 months.
We'll do 4. Nice medium.
Yeah, but so how much? He has to keep it that long for me to buy him the mustache wax. But that would make sense if he was going to shave it.
Well, if he makes it to 2, he'll buy the mustache wax, and then he can use it for the additional 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Can you commit to that?
I will try, but I really wanted to.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Okay, I'll go for it.
I think I need to see a handshake on this.
Well, I have no problem. He's the one that's got to
No,
walk around with it.
we're- him going to
The
your
bad
word.
part is I get moody with my mustache because I don't necessarily like it at times. That's what- moody with my mustache. That sounds weird.
We should start naming the episode.
Mustache mood. The mustache mood. It's Tyler's mustache mood.
Episode
How you feeling
181.
today?
Moody with my mustache.
Trash stash.
Because I mean, it's kind of a trash stash. I want the big, like, was it the,
You want the
pearly-
bushy.
Yeah, that's what I want. I'm like, man, I want bushy facial hair, and I don't get that. He's making fun of me.
Okay.
Shave
So
your
This
pubes.
is,
so 4
this-
months.
I don't know.
Can you commit to that?
So
Puss out. Shit.
World is waiting.
World is waiting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Is that good enough?
no, fuck
No.
no. it ain't
We
good
need a
enough.
verbal commitment. Yes or no.
Well, I mean, what are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of it. I
You
just
want
don't
the stash,
necessarily
grow
like
the
my
fucking stash.
I'm growing it for a while. Like I said, at times when I get to start.
Like
pulling,
I
it's
said, guys, I get moody with my mustache.
and I shave. I don't like this fucker, so I'm growing it right now. So
Yeah.
I'm going to.
But I'll buy you a little mustache comb and the wax.
mustache. There's a mustache comb.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Of course there is.
I didn't know there's mustache combs.
All right, this is I'm incentivizing him to keep the mustache. After 1 month, After 1 month of keeping the mustache, you can only trim, and that's the only trim you're allowed is so that it doesn't curl over your lip, because I hate that too. But you gotta keep it. Like,
Okay.
After 1 month, you get the wax. After 2 months, you get the comb. At the 3 month mark, I'll replenish the wax. That's like your second, because that's like 2 months of wax. That should be about right, huh?
How
often
long
do
does
you
that
need
last? How
I
long?
don't know.
I never had
fucking
mustache
know.
wax.
I can't grow a mustache. I don't know.
You
I
can't?
can't grow a mustache either.
I mean, I can. It doesn't look good though.
I haven't shaved in like 3 weeks, and
Let me see.
this is all I've got. That's like 3 weeks worth of growth.
You tried growing a mustache?
Yeah, I mean, I can grow one. It doesn't look good though. I mean, like my hair, like my facial hair is light though. You know,
I'm
it's
trying
not
to
dark.
picture
Like
it.
yours.
It would look a little different. Like I'm trying to picture just a mustache.
Next time I get like a full beard, I always shave my mustache last. I'll send you all a picture of me with the mustache.
That'd be funny. Oh, the handshake. It's official. All right.
He wants you to take a picture of us.
Oh, all right. Hang on. Well, damn. They put me on the spot here. My phone's really slow. So y'all just keep holding hands. It's okay. We got this. Hang on.
We're secure in our masculinity. We'll hold
Well, that's-
hands all fucking night long.
That's cool. Hey, I have no problem with that. Okay, hang on. Loading. Still loading. Oh, there we go. You boys are crazy. So, all right. That's a long commitment there, A-Bear. That's almost as long as a lifetime commitment. So,
I got stubble.
yeah. All right.
See-
It has
see
to
the
be.
stubble?
So you're gonna lose the soul patch?
I guess.
You guess.
That was part of the deal?
That's part of the deal.
Damn it.
Just the
soul patch.
stash. That's all you're
stash.
doing.
So used to my soul patch.
Well, better get used to not having it.
That was not part of the deal. I said you gotta shave everything but the stash, and you can trim to where it doesn't curl over your lip, because I know that sucks. That what bugs me.
Yeah, I don't like that over my lip.
Okay. So there we
After
go.
1 month, I'll buy you wax. After the 2 months, I'll buy you a comb. And 3 months, I'll replenish the wax if you need more. If not, we'll think of another mustache accessory to get you.
What other mustache accessories?
I don't
do they
know.
have?
We'll Google it. Mustache accessory.
Thomas
Straightener or something.
Straightener. There's
Should
one
we-
hair that goes up that way.
Should we do like one of those picture a days, and we can put it into a video and put it up on YouTube and add some kind
It's
of
up to him. I just don't want him to shave it. I'm trying to help him. He wants it, so I'm trying to help him achieve it by calling him a pussy if he doesn't do it. This is how I support him.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, I guess.
He's just looking out for you. He's looking out for your
I need
masculinity.
to publish a book called My Moody Mustache or something.
And me.
Moody Mustache and Me.
By Tyler A-Bear.
Sometimes I grow my mustache and sometimes I shave it. Or I don't know.
What the fuck is going on? What was that little bit
That's
you
an
just
excerpt.
did? What was that little bit he just did?
It's part of the book I'm writing.
And like he slipped into a character that you've written.
Sometimes I shave it and sometimes I don't. I like these moments. I really do. I know some of the fans, like some of the
What the
listeners.
fuck's going
I know
on?
some of the listeners are probably like, "What the hell's going on?" But I really enjoy these kind of
I
special
forgot we were-
moments.
Transitions from raw to mustaches.
I forgot we were doing a podcast. Send me that picture so I can lord it over him.
All right, I will. So, so the next matchup we got to see, Naomi going up against Alicia Fox. We didn't even get to see most of the match because the focus was entirely on Paige and Cameron, who were at ringside,
yeah,
just
I didn't like that.
bickering and arguing. I hated that because, you know, the focus is supposed to be on the match, and not only
I guess it's supposed to be this girls are supposed to be catty because it's like, what's it called? Paige and Cameron, they're not heels.
no, but it looks like Cameron will be soon.
Well, here's my problem. Like, they came out and did their entrance in harmony, the Funkadactyls, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she got to commentary, she was like, "Fuck her," because
She didn't have my back. She
Right.
just watched.
right. So you should already be like, "Fuck her" before you come out.
So why are you rubbing butts on her?
Yeah. So why are you dancing like
Butts.
in sequence together?
Yeah.
And also, her personality is way too strong for Paige.
Paige.
Paige can't keep up almost.
I don't know. I thought Cameron sounded just really terrible.
I don't think either one of them sounded great, but she definitely Paige seemed intimidated by her.
I thought that whole part was
Maybe it was just jitters.
annoying.
Who knows? But yeah, it was very annoying. They completely took the focus away from the match. Naomi ends up getting the victory. Alicia Fox does not have a freak out.
Like, the other, like Cole and JBL, and they're all like trying to talk about the match, and they're trying to like talk to the girls and all that stuff, and they're like, they just need to be like, Paige, Cameron, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and it seemed like for once Michael Cole was trying to put he was trying to put focus on the match. Maybe it was that weird suit he was wearing. Did you guys get a good look at that? God, that was a weird suit. We're all about fashion today. So, did you get to see it, Doug?
Yeah. I mean, he's not ever a snappy dresser, though, so I don't know why this week you were, like, picking on the man. Why are you picking on that man?
It just looked weird. It was an awful suit. But yeah, so Naomi ends up getting the victory, and then Paige goes to shake her hand and basically says, "You want this title?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so, okay, we'll have a match at Money in the Bank for the
Come
title.
and get it,
Yep.
slut.
Wow. So next up, we got to see Bo Dallas
Don't be a
going
slut shamer.
up against Titus O'Neil. And if you didn't get to see SmackDown, Bo Dallas got the victory over Titus the previous week. So it was Adam Rose. And so Titus wanted a match on Raw tonight against Bo Dallas. But Bo ends up getting the victory on him. And I really like the moment where he gets the microphone. He's like, "I'm 9 and Bo, but that's okay. You can still do it." And Titus knocks the microphone out of his hands. And Bo goes to the outside, picks up the microphone. He's like, "Oh, silly me. I'm all Butterfingers." I don't know why. I really chuckled at that. But what did you think, Doug?
I don't know. I'm coming around on Titus O'Neil. I think he looked pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I think he's a big guy who knows how to look vicious, and I like that.
Cool.
I mean, I'm still way more impressed by Bo's like character work than his ring work. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine, but I think there are too many heels that think they're baby faces already going around. Like him, my personal opinion is Adam Rose falls into the people think I'm a babyface, but I'm a heel, or I also think I'm a babyface, but I'm actually a heel. I mean, Bo's a little more apparent with it, but I think that's how it's eventually going to be like rolled out with Adam Rose.
Yeah. He's going to be a party crasher.
Well, no, I just think he's going to be like a
Dickhead.
yeah, a dickhead.
So,
You see that thing? I don't know if it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago where they're doing that campaign thing with like they had Roman Reigns, Titus O'Neil, and Alberto Del Rio about showing how they're dads and they're spending time with their children and all that stuff. I thought that was really neat.
Cool. But what did you think about the Bo Dallas Titus O'Neil?
Part.
Didn't get to catch it. Okay. All right. Well, but Bo Dallas ends up being victorious, leading us all to believe. So next up, we got to see Triple H coming out and announce the participants for the Money in the Bank traditional ladder match. That'd be Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, Bad News Barrett, RVD. So really cool stuff. And then RVD comes out and cuts a promo on Triple H saying, "Hey, man, I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to, run this town. I was a former WWE champion, and I won the Money in the Bank as well. So, you can't think that I'm a pushover, but, I'm glad that at least RVD got some time to talk because I feel like he hasn't had much to do about anything lately. But, yeah, anything special from this before their matchup?
I mean, not really. I mean, why is Kofi Kingston in this match? Why is Zack Swagger? Why is Jack Swagger in this match? Why is Dolph Ziggler in this match? I mean, from a storyline perspective, what have these guys? What have they done to deserve to be in the match?
They've been on incredible losing streaks as lately. They have not picked up very many victories.
You can make a case for RVD.
Yeah.
It makes sense why they would insert Seth in, but
There's
why the fuck are the other
storyline-wise,
guys on?
Kofi, there's really no storyline, but like I guess they want he has an insane way of I mean, I know it's a ladder match, but he does.
Yeah, he might do a cool trick or take a stupid bump or something.
Yeah, him and Ziggler.
Yeah,
the
but I
Bump
mean,
Freaks and RVD, the high flyer, and Seth Rollins, the high flyer.
But you couldn't explain to me why they would deserve to be in this match.
Yeah, I mean, who would you take out and who would you put in this kind of situation?
Well, no one. I mean, they
They don't really have anything.
They don't have they can't make a case for having a second match other than we'll just let all these dudes have a chance.
Yeah. And then, well, we've only announced 2 matches at this point, so we got to have a traditional Money in the Bank ladder match, and, it'll give some other people some time to shine.
Yeah, they just really can't make a case for why.
Nope. Just, you can't. But that prompted a matchup between Seth Rollins and RVD. The match ended up in a disqualification, but it looked like it was doing pretty good. It looked like Seth Rollins was going to pick up the victory, and then Ambrose decided to interfere, costing RVD the matchup, getting on the microphone saying, if you don't put me in this match, I'm going to basically ruin the entire Money in the Bank pay-per-view because I want to rearrange Seth Rollins' face. So, and, backstage, they at least tried to justify putting him in, because, if I were to walk into my boss's office and start making demands, hey, you better start paying me all this money, otherwise I'm going to just sit in your office all day, It
would have been like, what's new, Daniel? I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I don't know anything
my
about
office
your...
is across the hall from his, so I sit in my own office, damn it.
I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about it.
He'd be like, you and me both, brother. We both need money, so. But
raises for everybody.
Raises for everybody. No. But yeah, at least they tried to justify it by having Seth go out and say, put him in the match so I can keep an eye on him. I've been able to keep him tame for the past 2 years. At least if he's in the match, I'll know where he is rather than not expect it, or he'll show up whenever I least expect it, so to speak.
Can we talk about fashion again?
Let's talk.
What do you
fashion.
think about Seth's new gear? He looks like a metalcore first baseman or something.
Yeah.
He's got he looks like he's wearing baseball pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does, and the bright silver around the boots. I don't know.
I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it.
I feel like
I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel like the one who's made the most transition is Dean Ambrose going to jeans and a wife beater.
Yeah, but they haven't really given you any indication if he's going to wrestle in that or not really.
I think he wrestled.
He wrestled an impromptu match. He did a run in, and then he was already out there, and they're like, "Oh, you got to wrestle," blah blah blah. And he was already in his street clothes.
Yeah. So
he may very well wrestle in jeans for all I know, but I don't think we know for sure yet. Seth's clearly wrestling in this M Bison / first baseman's pants / metalcore outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it or not.
M Bison.
Yeah, it's like a little bit metalcore, a little bit baseball, and a little bit militaristic.
the cap and the hat or the cape. Give him the cape.
Especially the buckle looks kind of like Shadowloo. What's the bison symbol?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen a good look at it. It's just sort of shaped like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I like it or not yet.
It's all about fashion police, right?
What kind of gear? If you had to wear tights, what kind would you wear? Right now.
Me personally,
Yeah.
I'd have long pants and a full T-shirt or something because I'm.
No,
fat
you gotta pick
and
tights. No, look.
I don't look good without a shirt on. Let me put it that way.
Well, neither do I. But I'm saying I would probably wear a singlet with present body. I would probably wear a singlet with
Swagger style.
Yeah, swagger style. Little bit of leg on it.
Down to mid thigh.
Yeah, mid thigh, and then you got the top coming over the belly.
Yeah. That'd probably be close to what I would wear too, just because I got a belly.
Well, I do too.
Yeah, I got more of a belly.
I got plenty of belly. Well, okay.
Tyler would walk out.
Tyler, what kind of
Batista style, tight cut.
He's wearing trunks.
Yeah.
Tight trunks. The ass cheeks were falling out.
Yeah.
I need to get I have a farmer's tan, so that's gonna be interesting.
What would John Dynamite wear? Well, I know John Dynamite
Shitty
wears
Matt Hardy pants.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
We know exactly what he.
I've changed that.
Yeah.
Version 7.0.
That was his original costume back in the day. Now it's back to alternate costume.
Because they don't have the Matt Hardy pants.
You may have color swapped those pants, but you didn't change them. That's in his heart. That's what he wants to wear.
He wears is it black shorts? with Converses.
He wears the short version of Matt Hardy pants, so like the same like pockets with the shorts.
No, no.
Oh yeah.
So what kind of gear would you wear if you were wrestling right now?
I would actually be like, I know. I
Leather,
would do something simple.
leather
though.
jacket.
I kind of would like to do what John Cena like has, like just shorts and like.
Jorts.
Not an option. We're talking spandex. You got to put some spandex. on.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that was an option. Okay.
Like right now, would you wear? Okay, and then
He'd wear like shin high boots.
How about I do the old Zack Ryder thing with one one short
Yes.
that'd be perfect for you. One short leg, one long leg. Yes,
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
God.
Oh.
That would be entertaining to see.
That's the perfect answer for me. I don't know if.
Would you
If-
have like the armbands?
Yeah.
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 What if you're like you're extremely happy with your body? If you're like in peak physical condition in your own mind, what would you wear? Not saying that has to be different. I'm just saying I would probably wear a singlet because I'm sort of chubby. Like I can maybe do like I don't know if I'd feel comfortable in trunks even if I felt like I was in like perfect shape.
I don't know, not like the Speedo trunks, but like the trunks that kind of go down like on
Yeah,
your leg.
like a little bit of a leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would wear that.
What about you? If you're completely happy with your body, would you still rock the same? Would you still rock the singlet?
Yeah. Just because like I don't know.
Would
yeah.
you be like? Would you feel like you needed a stuff?
Stuff? No.
Stuff down there.
Oh, not need to stuff.
He's good to go.
You're a little. See, you're feeling a little. You're feeling a little overconfident. I'm thinking it doesn't matter how well endowed you are. I'm thinking like with that tight, you could use any help you can get, no matter how. I don't care if you're horsecock. Like I think in that position, you probably want any help you can get.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. Or at least wear a cup. So you never know.
Do you think they wear cups?
Sometimes I would think.
I can wrestle in a cup.
What is it called? That I know singlet is with one strap, right?
No, singlet is both.
Both straps. What's the one with just one?
It's also a singlet. It just only has one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A singlet
Because
is
if I had to pick between
basically
a single
one
one or
piece.
double one, I would do a double. So like when you're doing like I guess your special move, everyone
He's
knows
dropping
it's
the
over. Yeah, 'cause
straps.
it's over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break your fucking ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ankle lock.
No, get a sledgehammer.
Oh. You'd probably lose that match. And you'd probably be fined
Yeah.
and or fired. You wouldn't be able to wrestle very long. You're just going around breaking people's ankles with a sledgehammer, Todd.
I guess maybe you could wrestle with a cup if you like needed to. I guess it fits in the
The low blow
jockstrap.
doesn't work because I got a super big cup and I didn't feel it.
You two and you're like, oh, I don't need stuff. You and you're like a super big cup. I think you guys are like overcompensating. I'm saying I don't care.
Okay, it's smaller. Okay. It's
I'm not saying like I'm not trying to tell anyone I have like an 11-inch dick or anything. But I'm saying I feel like no matter how big you are, like you're in that thing, like in that presentation of your package.
Well,
I feel like you would take any help that you can get.
Yeah.
You guys are.
Well, I mean,
you guys are so full of shit. I'm calling bullshit on you. And I'm calling
Well,
bullshit. You're like, I don't need any
Well, you gotta
fucking
protect your
stuffing.
boys. So I can see.
Dress them up nice. Make them
Yeah.
presentable.
Yeah.
wear a suit.
And you don't want to get that awkward like one leg up for the pin and just have
Your
your
balls
boy
hanging out?
have
Hanging
your
out.
boys popping out. Yeah. So I can.
Plus,
understand.
you know, like
Well,
you,
they do wear like that Under Armour underneath their tights.
Yeah, well, they do
So,
like the double tights.
Yeah.
But see, do you think that helps, or do you think that helps the presentation, or do
I
you think,
think
it like
for,
sucks it in more?
I think for standards and practices, it helps.
Yeah, I'm not talking about dicks flopping out. I'm talking about.
I think it keeps from getting stuff crushed.
Yeah,
Ow.
So it probably helps. It probably helps more than it hurts.
I'm talking about presentation wise.
Well, I mean, the only time you really see it is whenever they do those awkward, oh, he's pulling the tights. Oh, he had, stuff like that.
There's a bulge.
Because you don't want to,
You see those pictures online where like the dudes are wearing too tight of pants, and you can see like total outline. Like I don't think you don't want to like get out there and work that way.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you can mask
Touch
it
me in the
enough,
right spots.
but
I don't know.
you also don't want to scare your crowd by, having someone pull the tights and blinding the people with your bare white ass.
For like the headline for this week's podcast, and just say cocks and mustaches.
No, not at all. So Seth Rollins ends up defeating RVD via disqualification. Triple H adds Dean Ambrose to the Money in the Bank, thanks to a request from Seth Rollins. So the next matchup, we got to see Bad News Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship for whatever reason. I guess, did Ziggler get the win on Barrett the previous week or on SmackDown? Is that what prompted this matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought you were trying to ask me who won this match. I was like, I had to take a shitter in this match. And I know it was a 2-segment match, but it was a 2-segment shit also.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But
they were really playing the crowd like, those pins, at the end, like, oh no, Ziggler has a chance of winning.
Well, the fans love Ziggler, so they were hoping that this would have been his time.
What did Triple H say? Whenever he's like, I know that you said I don't give him a chance or whatever. Or something
I know you'll think that I don't like him or that I'm not fond of him or anything, but we're gonna put him in the match anyway. So, but for this matchup, I thought it was a really solid matchup. Both participants did a good job. There were a lot of good false finishes. The crowd was biting into it, but Barrett
definitely
ends up coming away. And I thought this would have been a good tease for the traditional Money in the Bank match because, Barrett's been on sort of a roll lately.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he were to drop the title, I think that would have made him a front runner for winning Money in the Bank.
That would be, for me, I wouldn't really want this, but that would be a win-win for a lot of people. Like, Ziggler gets the title.
Ziggler gets the title.
And, hey, guess what? Barrett may get the title. He's never been Money in the Bank.
He's never been, but they said he was favored to win one year, but he got injured and had to pull out.
He's not favored to win this time, I don't think.
No. But, hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened, especially like the year that Daniel Bryan won. And we were like, none of us had picked him to win and pulled up a shocker.
Fuck.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised on that one. But, so Bad News Barrett ends up getting the victory, teasing the fans. And then we got the Stephanie McMahon and Vickie Guerrero matchup. The brown goop or whatever it was. It looked like it was caramel mixed with gravy, mixed with I don't know what.
Yeah, it was weird.
It wasn't mud.
I wonder if someone shit in there.
No. But I don't know. I saw a video when Vickie was walking backstage and someone was saying it smelled like banana pudding. So maybe it was pudding of some kind, but who knows. But next up we got to see Stardust and Goldust have a backstage segment. I feel like maybe they were supposed to have a match that got cut out because why else would you have this?
I don't know. It was a weird situation. I don't know how to feel about Stardust or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, guess what? Goldust, pretty much for his career or whatever, was successful being weird and all that stuff. Let's try that for Cody.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it.
I don't think and it's still early.
Yeah.
But I don't think he could pull it off like Goldust does.
Well, no, because Goldust has had over a decade to hone the craft of the character, whereas they're kind of just tossing Cody into it. But
hey Cody, just go out there and be weird. Okay.
Yeah, all right. I mean, he's done it before, so
yeah.
With the mustache or the mask and all that. What does he look like? But yeah, I mean, it was just a weird segment, and Goldust ended up saying, "I'm the normal one now." From Goldust or Stardust, acting very strange. And I don't know. I'd kind of like to see Stardust and Dolph Ziggler team up just for the sake of the joke. Ziggy Stardust. Yeah. What do you think about that?
And David Bowie can make a song.
David Bowie can play him on.
Yeah, he can play. Live introduction.
Yeah.
Ziggy Stardust.
So next up, we got to see Jack Swagger going up against Kofi Kingston.
I did not see this one.
And you didn't miss much. I mean, the only purpose of having them in the match was to say, hey, these two are in the match at Money in the Bank. So here's a showcase for them. I felt like there wasn't any, importance to grabbing the briefcase. Like, how in past years they've gotten into the ring, they've all looked up at the... Not once did they, I take that back. There were a couple times where people were looking up. But, no one cared that the briefcase was there. Like, I feel like this is the most under.
Well, it's more focused on the championship.
Yeah, and even with that, they haven't even put a whole lot of focus on it. So, but for this matchup, like I said, it was just to put focus on the two participants, and Jack Swagger ends up getting the victory over Kofi via submission and getting a nice little
Via satellite.
cut to his nose in the process.
He cut his nose?
Yeah, or he had like a little scratch.
No, Kofi was like, "Got your nose, you got your nose."
Yeah, he was like, ah. So yeah, but the weird thing I found about it was that that night, Zeb Coulter sent out a message saying, get ready to be shocked. You're going to see something you've never seen before. And so people were speculating, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Nothing happened. So I don't know.
Rewrites, man, rewrites.
Yep. But Jack Swagger ends up getting the victory. And that takes us into the next segment / match. Damian Sandow, a.k.a. Abe Lincoln, going up against Big E Langston. And I don't know what Damian Sandow has done to have to go through all this, but, man, it's kind of sad.
He's not entertaining, so he has to go through that.
Yeah, I don't know. But Big E ends up making short
But that
work.
was his thing. It was like,
Yeah.
whatever people said.
People backstage are telling him, "Oh, you're just not entertaining enough." So, are you entertained now? But Big E.
So he will continue right along being unentertaining.
Yeah, but Big E makes short work of Sandow, gets on the microphone and starts feeling a little power to him, man. Feeling preachy a little bit, saying we have to stop
Apocalypse.
Rusev. Yeah, is that what he said? I can't.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I thought it was an Independence Day thing. It's like us
We
versus
will
them.
not go quietly into the night. We will not give up without a fight. We're going to move on and survive. Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
Hooray.
Hooray. So, and with that being said, Lana comes out and makes fun of him. And then Rusev attacks from behind.
And then Rusev crush.
Rusev crushed, indeed. So, yeah, gets beat down by Rusev. So, if I had to guess, since it hasn't been announced at the moment, I'm going to say Big E's going to go up against Rusev at Money in the Bank. They're going to have a rematch. Would that be fair to predict?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, but Big E gets up the victory.
Who's to say?
I know. We'll find out. But that takes us into the main event. Sheamus, Roman Reigns, John Cena going up against Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Randy Orton, and Alberto Del Rio. A rematch from SmackDown. Yeah. So really weird to see. I don't know what their plans are for SmackDown. I feel like they have a match that's focused on SmackDown and then turn Monday around and they have the exact same match again. So it's, I don't know, like they have no focus on SmackDown. They just put matches together and they're like, oh, that works. Let's do that on Raw because everyone's watching Raw. Like, I don't know.
I thought it was just a way of getting all the guys in the match.
Well, yeah, but they did that on SmackDown. So could they have done? I don't know. But anyways, the show closed. How they closed out close out Raw. I didn't have any problems with this matchup. I thought it was fine. Sheamus ends up getting the victory. What did you guys think?
People still boo Sheamus.
Yeah,
I still can't figure out why.
I feel like he's not really working that well as a face. He works better as a heel, being just like the brutal Irish warrior. But I don't know. But I felt like Cena and Sheamus got a mixed reaction. Wyatt, Cesaro, and Reigns got mostly cheers. Orton and Del Rio got next to nothing.
Mess.
So I don't know. What did you think about the matchup? Aight. How about you, Tyler?
The parts that I saw was like when I came in was Roman Reigns doing his regular thing, punching people,
Superman
then ran
punch.
around, then he kicked them.
Yeah.
So, and I also saw times where Del Rio was in the ring and he was about to fight, then people tagged herself in. They're like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" And
Yeah, he wanted to fight. But backstage, Renee was interviewing Del Rio, and he was talking about how he was going to be the one to be victorious.
Yeah, interrupted
And,
by Cesaro.
Cesaro, yeah. Hey, man, I speak 5 languages, but I don't speak loser. So puffing that chest out.
I got an announcement. This guy, or what did he say? He was doing numbers or something like.
You think you're going to be the one?
I got
Well,
the
I'm
one.
I'm the
or
one
he
behind
talked
the
about-
one in
yeah.
21-1 because my client Brock Lesnar. So yeah, but Sheamus ends up getting the victory to close out the show. Everyone goes home happy. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, so that's pretty much how we close out Raw, go home show. Nothing really too impressive. But yeah, with that we go into the Money in the Bank predictions taking place this Sunday.
Your question.
Because no, we got to hear those picks. We got to hear those picks. We got to hear those picks. So Money in the Bank taking place this Sunday.
I got ice on
Here
me.
we go.
You're good. So Money in the Bank, at the time of this recording, only 4 matches announced so far. Tag title, Diva title, Money in the Bank ladder match, traditional style, and then the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. And for the pre-show, they've announced Daniel Bryan will be there to address the forfeiting of his title, the stripping of his title.
That sounds Joe Cool to me.
So yeah.
Call back.
So I guess Tyler, we'll start with you. Which match would you like to kick things off with?
Daniel Bryan talking to the WWE.
Will he be there? I'll say yes.
Usos versus the Wyatts.
Okay, Uso brothers going up against Harper and Rowan for the tag team championship. Who are you gonna go with?
Wild card, bitches. Harper and Rowan.
Oh, going with Harper and Rowan to win on this one?
Yes.
All right. How about you, Doug?
I'm gonna second that.
Yeah? Well, now got me second guessing myself, but I'm gonna go with my heart and say the Usos pick up the victory on this one. So yeah, so there you go. All right, Doug, what's gonna be the next one?
Which one looks Joe Cool to you?
Oh, I don't know anything about being Joe Cool, so. But we have the Divas match, traditional ladder match.
You know what? Can I change? I'm changing my pick to the Usos.
Usos?
Usos.
Final decision?
Final decision.
All right. Tyler? Sticking with your gut?
Yes.
All right. So
Sticking with my gut.
So all
Sticking
right.
out my gut.
Doug, what
Did you say put it in my butt?
what match should we discuss next?
Go with Paige versus who's Paige wrestling?
Naomi.
Naomi.
All right. So who are you gonna pick to win this one?
I don't know. I feel like she hasn't looked strong or convincing in any of her matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the switch.
Right.
Maybe not here though. I'll stick with Paige.
Okay. Gonna stay with Paige. How about you, Tyler?
Paige.
Paige. All right. I'm gonna go with Paige as well. I think that Cameron is gonna cost Naomi the championship somehow, because like you said, they've been arguing. Not necessarily arguing, but Cameron was saying some stuff behind Naomi's back while on commentary. And
Passive-aggressive.
she wants to be the Divas champion. She feels like she deserves the title. So I feel like she's going to cost Naomi the championship and presumably turn against Naomi.
Funkadactyls, and that will lead into the next season of Total Divas, where they hate each other.
Oh snap! How could you do this? Oh, so yeah. So all three of us picking Paige to retain on that one. All right, Tyler, which one you want to go with next? You want traditional or championship ladder match?
Traditional.
Traditional Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, RVD, Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett, whatever. Kofi Kingston and Jack Swagger. Who are you going to go with?
On top of my head, I
why?
would either think Rollins or Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Rollins.
Rollins. All right. How about you, Doug?
That's a good point. I could see them giving it to either Rollins or Ambrose. I think Ambrose is your wild card. I could see them here giving it to him. But to be honest with you, I think they cancel each other out, and I think they're gonna give it to Barrett.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's the right call, but I think it's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, he's definitely been on the rise as of late. He seems to be he's in the favor of Michael Cole and JBL. He appears on their show all the time, and I feel like if you're on that show, you get a little bit more focus than some of the other guys. Heath Slater, for example, he's on there, and Cody Rhodes has been on there for a long time. So, I'm not certainly trying to say, oh, they're playing politics or anything, but that's just my gather from this. So, I don't know. I think, Rollins is a strong choice. I think Barrett is a strong choice. I
think Ambrose is a dark horse. I can see them doing it as a surprise.
Yeah,
Ambrose.
but I can't see him cashing in. That's the only thing. Like,
because his focus is still with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, like I can see like Rollins and Ambrose taking each other out, and that forms their feud for Battleground, or I think is the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's why I put it on Barrett, because I can't see them give it to anybody. I think the Shield guys cancel each other out, and I think
You can't give it to Ziggler. You can't give it to RVD. You can't give it to Kingston. You can't give it to Swagger. I'm going to pick Bad News Barrett to win as well.
I'm sticking with Rollins.
Rollins? All right. So that takes us into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match with newly added Kane going up against Sheamus, going up against Cesaro, going up against John Cena, going up against Randy Orton, going up against Alberto Del Rio, going up against Bray Wyatt. So, Doug, who are you going to go with on this one to win?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. Interesting choice. All right. How about you, Tyler? What does your gut say?
My gut either says Orton or Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Orton's a bad call. If you're 50-50 on that, I would say Cena easily.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, the only two people who could get it are Cena or Wyatt.
I'll go Cena.
Cena? Okay. The late addition of Kane kind of concerns me. It makes me feel like they might give him the title, and so that way when Bryan comes back, he'll have an even bigger reason to go after the title, saying you're the one who took me out of action, and now you've taken my title. So I'm coming for you,
bitch.
Sure.
My problem with that is that he can't carry a main event scene.
Huh?
My problem with that theory is it would be fine if we knew for sure Bryan was back next month, and maybe,
right.
And for all we know, he may very well be back next month.
Right.
But I can't see Kane holding the belt more than a month.
Yeah. But I mean, he would just hold it just for that purpose.
Right, but I'm saying even if Bryan was like, I'll be back in 2 months or 3 months, I'd be like, not a good call even then.
Yeah, and that's fine, but we still haven't heard when he's scheduled to come back. Right. I know that they were discussing, it might just be a month, but it'd just be out of time for Money in the Bank. So, you have Kane win, hold the title for a week or two with no contest, and then Bryan returns to set up for his match. Like I said, I'm just throwing stuff out. Don't see Sheamus getting it unless they turn him heel. Orton would be a bad choice. Del Rio would be a bad choice. I don't know if Wyatt is ready for it. I know a lot of talks are saying the safe bet would be Cena.
I have no problem with them putting on Cena. I think it makes more sense than almost everybody else in the match.
Yeah, it's probably the safest bet.
My thing with Wyatt though is you can go Wyatt Cena, or you can do Wyatt Bryan, because he has history with both guys. He even has a win over Bryan.
Yeah. I don't know. The addition of Kane just throws me off a little bit.
Irks you.
It does.
Go Kane. Go with Kane.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kane on this one. I don't know why. I feel like that might be where they're planning. Yeah.
Your logic is sound, but I just can't. I don't know that it's worth the risk even for a month.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's going to come down to what Bryan has to say on the pre-show. If he says, I'm almost ready to come back, yeah, but I don't know. I just see it going that direction. Like, I think maybe they got the all clear, and they said, okay, well, who are we going to have Bryan go after when he returns? Oh, let's have him go after the guy who forced him to leave. Let's throw Kane in there.
All different. Wyatt, Kane,
and Cena. All right, so there you go. So like we said, 4 matches announced so far. Just in case they do Rusev versus Big E, who you guys want to go with on this one?
Rusev.
All right.
Those were some great picks.
Those were some great picks.
Those were some great picks.
So we'll have to see how that all plays out this week. Whenever you check out the show, make sure to leave your predictions in the comment threads as well. So there you go. Time to go into some hot topics for you guys. They announced last week that they have a voting option for the fans, TNA, allowing fans to choose whether they wanted to keep the 4 sides or go back to the 6 sides to the permanent basis, and TNA will be going back to 6 sides.
I feel like whenever they took the 6-side ring away, like a lot of the fans were. But I remember watching TNA and like Hogan was trying. It was like, "Come on, bro!"
Trying to justify it, and
we're moving on forward, and everyone's still booing him. I was like,
yeah,
because it's not something that he's used to.
Yeah, and it's something that set TNA apart from WWE, from Ring of Honor. So, it's something that helped them get noticed.
Yeah,
and now you're taking that away. So to bring it back, I know it's questionable because a lot of the wrestlers don't like competing on it. But you kind of have to go to what made you stand out in the first place. But Doug, what are your thoughts on this?
Too little, too late.
Yeah, just not enough.
I mean, it's not gonna save them.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice try, but it's like putting bubble gum.
I enjoyed the 6-side
It
ring.
would have been a nice try like a couple of years ago, like after they realized people were attached to it, and now it's just like,
notice us again.
Their fucking neck is like gashed open, and they're trying to put band-aids on it. I mean, it's stupid.
They're trying to heal a cut off leg with some duct tape.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what they can do. But I mean,
back.
No, but at least it's a start. But yeah, so there you go. For those New Japan Pro Wrestling fans, they have teamed up with 1 Hour Tees to provide shirts to U.S. fans for the first time ever.
For an hour.
So you can go to 1 Hour Tees and pick up your New Japan Pro Wrestling T-shirts. Epico, also known as one of the Los Matadores, he got injured over the weekend. So that's a tough break for him. I think they said something that was like his knee or something. It was at a live event.
It's not good when someone gets hurt,
Yeah, it's not. But unfortunately, it does happen. So yeah, what can you do? But with that being said, it's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Garrett saying, "Great show, guys." And Doug, I thought the same thing with Cody. I thought he would turn and they would face each other at SummerSlam. But my question is, do you think Cena will win at Money in the Bank and then he will face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam?
Well, Tyler thinks Cena's going to win at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
See that feud, though.
Yeah, I don't see him and Brock fighting again.
Yeah.
But I do see Cena winning.
You can have Daniel Bryan defeat Kane, hold the title, wins the title back at Battleground, and then he has to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, the very next pay-per-view.
Yes.
What a challenge.
That's the match everybody wants to see, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan.
Yes. So there you go. But thank you for the question, Garrett. Next question coming to us from Spencer saying, "Hey guys, as usual,
Hey Spencer,
another great podcast. Like you said, it's never good to see talented guys lose their jobs. However, I'm somewhat glad that it will clear up some of the congestion that's been plaguing the mid-card for some time now. Do you think that they will have something for Heath Slater besides jobbing for Rusev? I've always been a Slater fan since he came from my home state and lived about 30 minutes away. Keep up the good work."
Well, I don't think it clears up any of the congestion because none of those guys were guys involved really in the main event. I mean, in the mid card scene. I mean,
with the exception of maybe like Drew and Jinder.
Even then, that's a stretch to say that.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the reason the mid card seems so congested is because they've completely changed their their philosophy as far as booking goes has changed so drastically over the years. For one, there's so much product out there. I think they have 8 hours of TV or whatever the fucking number is. But
3 for Raw, 2 for SmackDown, main event, Superstars, so 7 hours.
But the thing is, they can't, with that much TV, they can't give you they can't run their shows as job matches with the main event like they used to in the past, where they would build for like a bigger show, or they'd build for the house show. The fans, like at this point in time, the fans will not put up with like job matches. Like they won't. You cannot give the fans 2 hours of job matches and then give them a main event and send them home happy. They will fucking not put up with it. So the problem with that is you make these guys look competitive with each other, which makes for more interesting matches, but it also does not. It doesn't sort of like label any guys as clearly better than one or clearly better than the other. So no one really feels like all the matches are more competitive, but they feel so inconsequential because they're so competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, what do? They haven't come up with a solution to it. And I'm not saying I have the answer either. I'm just saying that that's what it is. You have to say these guys are better than these other guys. Like,
Yeah.
at least during this time period, that's how you like establish like rank. You know what I mean?
I think for Slater, he's kind of like we discussed, he's sort of the lovable loser. You know, yeah, he kind of had like a face turn last week, but you know, where are they really going to go with him? You know, like, is he going to find another tag team partner? Is he going to go after the U.S. title or something like that? I heard at at the house show where Epico got injured, it was, you know, Los Matadores and El Torito going up against Heath Slater, Tyson Kidd, and one other guy, or Hornswoggle. Sorry. So it's like, you know, they're just rehashing the 3MB idea. Like, you know, I want all the guys to succeed. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. But
I mean, I think he sort of proved his worth. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like he deserves a job and a spot. I mean, beyond that, it's like you're sort of at the mercy of what they decide to do with you. You know?
yeah. So you just have to either have that breakout moment or, you know, fall to the wayside. So, but thank you for the question. We certainly do appreciate it. Make sure to submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and subscribe to our show on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can find us on Stitcher, Player.fm, and Beyond Pod. Sorry, I blanked. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Twitter, the main site's at WNS Source. We are at WNS Podcast. Daniel is at WNS_Daniel, and Tyler is at Tyler_Abear.
There you go. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all next week. Don't shave that mustache.